Yep. All right, there we go. Not muted this time. This thing is working. Say something.
Hi,
Yeah, that
everybody.
works. That works. Just checking that things are the sounds. Checking the chat's there. Chat is there. Perfect, perfect. Prepping at the preps shouldn't take too long this time. Should not take too long. Um, and this is not moving. Oh, that's why. Can I unlock you? No, that's make it bigger. There you go. Okay. All right. All right. Well, hello everybody. Welcome,
Hi,
welcome.
everyone.
This is Babyoracle from 255. Now that people have heard your voice before, it's kind of like the first time. Hi, Queen. Meow meow. Hi, kitten. Um, so we're gonna the same way we did last time. We're gonna learn a little bit about you. I'm sure you were. I sent you the question, so it's more in-game information, so nothing personal. But I'm sure people want to know a little bit about you, baby.
Sure.
Um, do people call you baby, or there's like a shorter name to call you, or nah? It's always been baby.
Yeah, some people call baby, some people call Oracle, some people call BO. Yeah.
B-O. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me turn off my Discord because I don't want my Discord to be making noises. 1 second. Put myself to do not disturb. Okay. All right. So, let's start with the first question. What made you download this game?
All right. I think most people downloaded this game during COVID, but not
Oh, you're
for
also from COVID.
no,
Okay.
no, no, not for me and not for HIM. So HIM actually started a long time ago in another mobile phone game called
Mm.
God of War. I think a lot of people probably have heard of that game. So our initial founder started in that game. I think they played about 3 years over there. And then when there's another new game opened by the same developer, a
Mm.
machine, I think it's called MZ, a Machine Zone. So they opened another game called a Final Fantasy, A New Empire. So they moved the whole build to the new game. So that's when I started. So I have been playing Age of Origin for 4 years. Before that, I have been playing that game for 3 years. So
Oh.
that was a long time ago. I have been playing mobile game. So that's how we started as as an alliance. And so how we moved to Age of Origin is because that game got really evil in the end. Most of
Mm.
my friends left that game because the developer is doing daily updates, daily new releases, and also like game changer releases. So you could be the strongest in the nation and you woke up, anybody can zero you out. So it's like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and so that was a really evil game anyway. So after playing for about 2.5 years, then the developer decided to reset the game completely. So imagine we have got a C41 city in Age of Origin here,
Mm-hmm.
and then out of sudden you've been told any buff you have got become
Mm-hmm.
obsolete. So everything's gone. Any money you spend is
So
gone.
like a lot
So
of nerfs. They've been nerfing a lot of
nerfs,
things.
yeah, nerfing everything. It's not
Ooh.
just about a lot of things. Nerfing everything, ask everybody start from fresh. So that's how got into a lot of my friends, and so they quit. And so one of the guys from our alliance,
Mm-hmm.
he started playing this game. So I think he played about 3 months, I think, maybe longer, in one of the older nations. And so he started talking about it and telling us we should all move to this game because it's cheaper, because it's fun. It's also
Cheaper.
wow.
That's funny.
Oh, I don't know, but if you ask anybody, any of my friends who quit from the previous game,
Mm-hmm.
everybody would agree. Everybody would agree this
Oh.
game is cheaper.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
it's well, cheaper in the long run. I mean, I know
Mm-hmm.
some of the new players in the newer, 1,000 nation, they could dump hundreds of millions and thousands. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's not how we do in the older nation, because we tend to take our pace, and we grow
Yeah.
slowly, and we grow as a team. Anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
this game is more team-based. The previous game is more solo-based. It does have like a team aspect, but it's more solo-based. So because of that, most of my friends left that game, and so I just decided, I don't want to play anymore. So I give away my city. I had a top city in that game as well. We had a lot of fun in that game as well. So I joined my friend in this game, and I pretty much started from scratch. But it wasn't. I didn't start from 255, because he just gave me like a farm starting another nation. But later on, everybody heard I started playing in this game, so they all wanted to join. So that's how we started from scratch. I actually started from scratch. I think I can't remember, maybe I already spent about $500 in that in the other nation within like 2 or 3 days. And so okay, let's start it again. We bring everybody in. So we actually brought almost the entire HIM alliance into this game. So we just start, because when you start, you just everybody in the same nation. It's a new nation called 255.
Right.
That's how we started. But we know nothing about this game when we started. We have game knowledge from the previous war game. It's a war game. It's attacking, defense. You have rallies, you have capital fight. We call that crystal fight. So we have all the game knowledge from all the previous games, but we know nothing about this game. So we start from scratch. It's very funny when HIM started in 255. We are probably the 7th or 8th or 10th alliances in the nation, because we were late as well. We were about a month late to the nation. So because we didn't know, as alliance you have to grab elite mines. We have no idea, so we snuck in a little corner, and our friend, obviously he has a few months experience ahead of us, so he grabbed us level two mines. And everybody was around the capital, around the big cities. They have got all the nice level 5, level 4 elite mines. Back then there were four large alliances. One is called NMD. It's like a pretty much all Western people. So that alliance was formed by previous player from ED1.
Oh, ED1 player?
Yes, that's right. From 52 ED1. Yeah.
Oh, who was that?
It's Jane and her friend. You wouldn't know Jane. Yeah.
Jane.
Jane, yeah.
Probably way before I came into 52.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. So anyway, their alliance was founded by them. They are very experienced, so they know what they're doing, and they are the strongest. And then there's a Chinese alliance. They have got a big spender over there, and then they've got a Japanese alliance, Kill. So Kill is still here with us today in 255.
Let me guess, that's Naruto's alliance.
No. It's
No?
not.
Oh.
So it's not STM alliance, because STM is also started the same time as me in 255, but he was in a smaller Japanese alliance, but the Kill alliance was huge back then, huge, absolutely huge. And so they are doing really, and also they are experienced to play from older nations as well. And also there are 2 Russian alliances that also from older nation, very experienced players. So we were the newbie back then.
So what would you say? What was your first nation, technically speaking?
255.
So 255 has always been your nation.
Yeah, always been my nation. Yeah.
Always been your nation. Okay. So why is your name Babyoracle? Why Babyoracle?
It's because my previous game name was Monkey Baby, and then
Monkey Baby.
That's because I love monkeys, and also we have like a line group to teach our members called Monkey See, Monkey Do.
That's cute.
It's quite funny. So anyway, that was my previous game name, and then my friend in this game, also the friend from my previous war game, they start calling me Oracle, because it's quite funny, because in the previous game I was designing all the strategies, I was telling all the guild member what's going to happen, because that game has release, all the new releases, they have a
All right.
timeline matching with older server. And I have a friend playing in the older server. So my friend will feed me daily new information about this gonna come in about a month's time. The other one's gonna come in about 3 months' time. So I'll be able to plan everything ahead. So I told everybody this is gonna come and be on time at reset and buy those packs, and then you can upgrade this and that. So anyway, so I've been doing that for a long time, and so everybody just start calling me Oracle. That's how the name comes. Yeah.
Leo is in the chat. He says Hajime. I guess Hajime was about when you were talking about the Japanese alliance and the Kill
Yeah.
alliance. Yep, Hajime.
Yeah. Sorry?
Yeah, that's what he said. Hajime. Hajime? Maybe it's a player that you were
Yes. That's Hajime. So Hajime, he's a brilliant R5 from Kill Alliance. He has quit the game. I think it's right after not long after we had our first merger. So 255 had two mergers with two other nations. So we are 9-nation merger. A nation. So we merged with 235 and 236. That was our first merger. 236 is a very, very good in the nation, very good. And Void War record almost better than us. I think they were better than us. But 235, that was the nation Naruto and another monster city belonged to. That nation was terrible. There was a civil war nation. They pretty much haven't won a single Void War. They haven't won a single one. I don't think so. So that nation, they had two monster cities, Naruto and Jin. So Jin has sold his city since, and Naruto is still with us today. So we had that merger. So 236 and 255, we have very similar, mentality. How to run the nation and how to fight for Void War. But 235, they just didn't care. They didn't care at all. So they do whatever they want. They bleed points, especially Naruto. He's famous for dropping his shield.
Oh yeah. He's very famous. You can see from the 219 videos, the 52 videos.
That's right. So he's famous for dropping his bubbles in frenzy. And also,
and Void.
100% in Void, and he would defend empty cities over and over again. So it was really difficult when we had the merger because it's just you merge with a nation, have like a completely different mindsets, and they just don't care about Void War. They don't care about frenzy. They don't care about anything at all. They only care about civil war. That's all they're interested. But luckily, because between 255 and 236.
Is the 236 one was before your recent merger?
That's right. That was before our recent merger. Okay. So if we just merged with 236, I would have said it was a very successful merger. But because 235 tagged along, and then it just changes the whole dynamics. But luckily, they are one nation, compared with, we have two other nations. We have the same mindset and we join forces. So basically, Naruto's alliance, they're called a DMZ. They wouldn't be able to do too much. They make a lot of noise in the nation chat. They still continue dropping bubbles and doing, useless defense, feeding points. But it's sort of to a certain degree because they are still fairly smaller group compared with these two other nations. So we have lots of fighters got together. We fought really hard. So we managed to win most of the Void War, but of course we lost to nations like 52, 2 and 9.
I remember.
Yes, that's right.
All right. So before we get too ahead of ourselves, I found out tonight that you're not an R5 after all this time. I thought you were an R5.
No.
But in a way, you are a leader. In a way, you are a leader. So I guess I want to ask, what is your leadership style? Like, what leadership style do you use? I did ask this before, ahead of time, so I'm sure you're ready to give me a good answer.
Yeah. Well, if it was old me in the older war game, my leadership is just kick and burn, 0 just killed it.
Ah,
So
no mercy.
no, not at all, because our old war game was quite solo based, and I
Mm.
was 100% the most hated player in our server. In our server,
Really?
not just in our nation. We've got like 12 nations in the server,
Mm.
12 or 14 nations in the server, because our old war game, you can have permanent teleport. So, like for example, I'm in 255, but tonight I feel like I'm doing something. I will just teleport it to, say, for example, 229, and I start killing
Oh,
farmers over there. I can do whatever I want, and then I can come back to
damn.
255.
Imagine
So,
if they
so,
did
so
that in
it's
this
different.
game.
I know. So I do that a lot, and but in this game, I learned it very early on. It's a team-based game, and so in the early days, HIM had a lot of civil war. So because
Mm-hmm.
we started like a very tiny alliance and squashed in the corner, and we try to get a higher level elite mine, how can you get it? After talking, somebody won't give it to you. You just have to have war with them, right? And they
Mm.
just negotiate, have war. So before the first merger in 255, HIM had a lot of civil wars. We fought literally with everybody. And then in the end, we just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we merged with number one alliance, NMD, and that was a really, really good merger, and we became the biggest alliance in 255. But in because we 255 was actually quite skinny before our first merger. So in the end, we couldn't compete in a lot of cross-nation events. So we started joint force with Kill. So we would like every once a month,
Mm-hmm.
either all the HM fighter would just leave HM and join Kill, and another month Kill fighter will come over and join us. So we just take turns like that until we got a merger. So yeah, so my leadership style nowadays, I would say through a diplomacy, very diplomatic. So
Oh, because
I think because I was
I have a
forced to do
few
that.
HIM members here saying that until Babyoracle starts yelling at yelling at us. That was Ninja, and Taiboya says you aren't a true member until Baby yells at you. Love you, baby. So you're
Yeah,
a
but
yeller, okay?
I 100% I'm a yellow, especially because I have been on game holiday since the
Mm.
last Global Conquest final. So I haven't been playing game much, but every time I jumped in, it's because I want to yell at somebody. Because I saw, like they were doing poorly in Frenzy or something happened in Void War, and I just had to jump in and start yelling at people.
Viper says I have a cage for a reason. Oh, those poor members. Those poor members.
But they all know, I yell at them, but I still love them.
It's like how mothers will say, "I'm only doing it for your own good." So I'm yelling at you for your own good.
Pretty much. I think
Someone has
because
to tell people they are messing up. Yeah, someone has to do it, and it has to be baby.
it's quite funny. I was talking to one of our members just
Mm.
a few weeks ago because I think I'm too damn serious about this game sometimes. I just need to
Mm.
let it go. And I'm on holiday, and why do I still care so much? And sometimes, when you see those little mistakes and the things, it just annoys you so much.
Mm-hmm. I
So
understand that.
what I did is actually I tattooed I let it go on my wrist. I actually
No
got
way.
I got a new tattoo on my wrist to say let it go. So every time, because I was playing on the mobile phone, I was holding the phone, right? Every time
Right.
before I start looking at the screen, I can see my tattoo. That will calm myself down. Don't care too much, just let it go.
Oh my gosh. Crazy. I
I
was
mean,
thinking because you've been face
it's
palming
funny.
yourself too much, that's why you let it go right there so you don't face palm yourself.
Pretty much.
Normal
But anyway,
face palming because the
that's
member decided to gather in void. Like, oh
it's quite
Lord.
funny because HIM is very
Mm.
different from other super alliances in other nations. We are not in super alliance. If you have a look
Mm.
at 255, you will
Yep, we're
see there are
looking
a
at
lot
it.
of strong cities spread it around. Yes, we gather for global conquest, but most of the event we do not gather at all. So HIM has always been a training ground for 255 players. So we do have a lot of new players from academies, from other alliances, even from other nations come over to play with us from time to time. So when you get an academy player joining and start to, play big battles, and they quite often make mistakes. It's very
Damn, that's a
common.
lot of C40s. You got 20, is it 20? Almost 14. Yeah, 14 C40s and 6 C41s. Wow.
So
That's a lot.
255 is actually quite strong if we can pull all the strong cities together in one alliance. But it's interesting. It has always been the culture. People just like to play whenever they want, and they take holidays from time to time. So you will see after a GC final, we will have 8 C40 or C39, 8 strong city just left, go on holidays instantly. And maybe they will come back before the next global conquest.
Which
So
is, we're already in it.
Pretty much, yeah. So you'll probably see a lot of city coming back from semi-final. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I think this is gonna be. There's only 2 last questions about yourself, and then we can jump into the main topic. Are you in a leadership position in real life?
Yeah, I own my own business. So also the tattoos also remind me dealing with my real life on daily basis. Just let it go quite often.
Okay, so that explains your organization, your negotiation skills, because you do a lot of negotiation when we're doing not I don't want to call it negotiation, but you do when you're
and
yes, you're very famous for that. You're very famous for that.
I'm very famous Rosa, and even Bunny trolled me. Everybody actually was trolling me every time because I don't normally check in Discord because I don't have time. I don't have time following stuff. But every time if I speak, it's for either DOD or Triangle War. Everybody was laughing at it. Every time when they see me message asking for a nation, that's because of that.
I remember.
I have to say, HIM is the alliance have played the most no item match in both DOD and the Triangle War, 100% by far. Because we are having another one. We are having another match in DOD. It's a no gold item match. It's also arranged, of course, right? So it's a no gold item match.
Let's see, who are you against? I'm already out of the rankings. You are probably group C.
So we're playing with 5, 6, 7 today. It's great. Do you agree with on?
Oh, you're not even in our rankings.
No, we're not.
No, lucky you.
We don't want to. We don't like wasting money in this event.
Oh no, but girl, I feel you. I'm there with you. I wouldn't even waste money in that event either.
Yeah, I think we started this no item match and trend years ago. Yeah, so we've been asking everybody. So we played with so many nations, so many alliances for no item match, and everybody had great experience. We win sometimes, we lost sometimes as well. So it's great.
Yeah, and it's actually it's great because it's more raw strength than item strength or the extra buff that it gives you. You know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to the glove, to your glove. All right, let's read out the YouTube comments. Jojo says most of the time they deserve to be yelled at. Yeah, we know. Viper says when you get yelled at, you already yelled at yourself and are getting prepared for it. Ninja says, frankly, Baby is a legend. I have been playing this game a lot for 5.5 years, and I have played with all the strong alliances in almost more than 25 worlds. I have not found a leader like her. See, I tell you, you're R5 in disguise. Smart, strong, and always has a complete plan. 255 HIM is very strong, even if they don't try DOD stupid strong cities. Jen from 219 says the amount of alliances and nations rosters successfully managed to be from. That's the troll. That's the troll you were talking about. Whenever you're like, oh, who's from let's say who's from World 30, here comes Rosters, changes his name and his nation number. He's like, yeah, this is me. I'm from World 30. Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Isn't he in 255 now? Didn't you steal Roster from 219? What's the story about that? What's the story about that? I want to know. Or is it private?
Sorry?
How did you steal Roster from 219?
Oh no, he followed Bunny.
Oh,
Bunny started playing with us. Yeah, and collection. Yeah, so I followed him. Yeah.
Jen,
I didn't steal him.
Jen said, I would not call that stealing. That was a generous gift.
But hey, Rose has been doing good because you guys would see he's a list of troll in Discord. He doesn't troll anymore, isn't it?
I don't think they will leave you. You can't take away the trollness of a troll. They will forever troll. All right, let's go back to team alliances. Okay, so that was the last question about you. A lot. So that was a good bit of learning about you. Let's hop into the main topic. So our main topic is we're gonna talk about how you managed to overturn a bad merger. I would like you to, because not a lot of people know about it, and obviously it's been how long has it been since that merger happened? Like 2 years now? It's been like 2 or 1 year?
Almost. I think it's a year and 1 year 7 months. Yeah, 1 year 7 months.
Okay, almost 2 years. So give a summary of so I guess I'll before you merged with the nation, what was the nation that you merged into a year ago?
We merged with 178 and
178
and 193.
193. Okay. Okay, because back then it was 3 nation mergers. Okay. Can you tell us a small summary of what happened, the drama in the start from before you found out that you were going to merge with those nations?
Yeah, so when we found out we are going to getting a merger, we started pushing with VIP, which nations we want to merge with, same as everybody else, right?
Yes.
So back then, we picked one nation, which is 273, because I have a very good friend. She's a leader of 273, and they are great in global conquest, because we want a nation which is great at global conquest and also great at void war. At least, not too bad with void war. So anyway, we pushed with 273, and so the VIP already agreed, because 273 they didn't have any monster cities, and the BP was very small, and we were quite fat, so it makes sense. So
get some water, girl.
Yeah, during the merger talk, back then Naruto was the biggest spender in 255 by far. He was the biggest spender by far, so he had a lot of sway with VIP. And so obviously he heard we're going to get a merger. He started talking to his Korean community, and so he found the 2 nations he quite like. And I think he also understands that those 2 nations are not very good, in terms of void war records or global conquest. So
basically Naruto went with, I picked these nations because they have Koreans in them.
Yes, yeah. So he was talking to VKR back then. It was I wouldn't say all Korean, a lot of Korean players in the nation, and then leader is a Korean lady. She's a very good fighter, but so Naruto got on really well with them, and also he talked to the Korean alliance in 178. That's called a reef. They're still with us in 255 today, and they have some really good fighters as well.
Mm.
So he made some new friends, and because what happened is, um, he probably felt a bit lonely in 255 by himself because he was singled out. We were calling his name a lot in national chat. Of course, he dropping bubbles. Everybody was just giving him shit all the
Mm.
time. And he wasn't happy. And so he thought, oh, he wants to make some new friends. And so he picked those two nations because he wanted to make new friends, new Korean friends. And he wanted to increase the Korean player population in 255. But on the other hand, we want to merge with 273, and the VIP has already okayed. But in ZQN from 221, he heard 273 is really good, so he asked the VIP to 273. So they got 273. I was
Mm.
so mad.
They stole your 273.
I know, but like ZQN was the biggest spender by far back then as
Mm.
well. He was massive. So anyway, so they got 273, but now look at 273. It's they lost so many Void War. They're still a good global conquest nation, but they're just not that competitive in
Right.
Void War. Anyway, so we lost the nation we wanted, and so we got picked the two nations. Naruto wanted. I remember I told everyone in HIM, we just send a message to VIP, we're gonna quit the game if you're going to force us to merge with those two nations. We had a lot of resistance to start with, a lot.
Mm.
And it just the whole environment wasn't great. Usually when you merge with a nation, you're going to build up the rapport, you're going to talk to them, talk to the leaders, you're going to say,
Right.
how we're going to work together, looking forward to work together. But no, we didn't do any of that. We basically just hated so much, we just left it there. We don't want to deal with it, and it's just, we saw this, it's hopeless, and we can't win anything. It's so sad, and that's it for us. And that's when I start playing into 219. Anyway, and so
I do remember after you had your merger, I think your first void or second void was 52.
52, that's right, first void. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah,
And we
that's
zero
right. Yeah,
Naruto.
yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so before, so anyway, because in the end we know that's
Mm.
the two nations we are going to merge with. There's nothing we can do to change
Right.
that. And so we thought about it. We thought, fuck that, we're just gonna kill Naruto because he really fucked us in this
Mm.
merger. Plus, he is a cancer in the nation. He was a cancer in the nation, and he was giving points, he was feeding, and he never changes. And also he attacked our ally.
Mm.
So he attacked two cities in our ally alliance, and so of course because back then there was another issue. Is the DMZ's R5 is another player called a Big Boss, and he's a Korean player. He's worse than Naruto, way
Oh
worse than.
God.
So Naruto was leading him using his city. So he attacked two players randomly because he doesn't like their common, because that's how they do it back in the 235. They always
Mm.
have civil wars, always. So because of that, so I decided, we're just going to spend the time, instead of preparing for the merger, we're preparing to zero them out, kill them. And so I spent about a month to planning this attack and organized everything. And so we killed him. So he was online as well that day, early in the morning, and I
Mm.
gathered, we've got like 85 online, only about 70 managed to get in, 70, 75 or
Mm.
whatever, I can't remember. So anyway, so we killed him, and of course the civil war started between HIM and DMZ, so his alliance. And so that was happened like 3 days before the merger actually happened, 3 days. So we went into this merger, started a new nation with a civil war. So the civil war finished within about a month. So we just zeroed out everybody in DMZ alliance. Naruto and his friend were still there. Back then, they had two monster players. One's called Naruto, one is called Jin. Jin is also a top city. Back then, before C41 was released, that we were 38. So he was a top city as well. So both of them would attack all our academies, our members. So
Mhm.
in a way, that mini civil war reduced our weight, dramatically. So we lost a lot of farmers and we
Mhm.
lost a lot of fat players, academy players, a lot of smaller players quit. But in a way, improved our void wall because less people dropping bubble and less fat city. So there's a pros and cons, obviously. So that war didn't last long and then finished because Naruto joined the VKR and we talk about a truce. And so as soon as the war finished, global conquest came. So I guess
Right.
that's like a good opportunity for everybody to work together because we actually didn't have any issues with our new merging partners because all the new alliances came to 255 from either 178 or 193. We didn't have any issues with them because we didn't know them, we haven't worked with them, and we only had an issue with Naruto and his alliance. So we were so focused on killing him and his alliance, and so the other alliances just stood there and watching us doing our work because that's
So
old 255 beef.
so you after you already got the new merger, you still haven't spoken to the leaders of those new nations because you're too busy having civil war with Naruto?
Pretty much. When we of course we spoke to them in terms of territory, but you know, in our first nation merger, we talked to 236, 235 leaders like way ahead, and we planning the whole map. 255. You go this place, I go that place. You grab those mines. But in our recent merger, what we did is we just draw a map and circled the Watson City, which is
Mm-hmm.
where HRM line is located. We just say, okay, here's 12, elite mines, sorry, not elite mine, benefit buildings we're going to get. We only need that much, and more
Right.
than that, we don't need. So this is our territory. We're just going to build in this territory. We're not going to bother you. How you guys going to divide it? The rest of 255, it's not our business because we're too busy to focus on our war. And this is where we are. And initially, VKR said, "Oh, we want your location because we're always located in the Watson city, and we want where you were, and you move to Perpetua City." We said, "No, this is where we are. If you want it, you come to take it." And so they said, "Okay,
Oh.
fine, okay, they're fine," and they will just move to Perpetua City. So
Mm.
that's how we did our last merger. So I just say for land grab, for benefit building, very easy because we just tell everybody this is the area we want to be. There's a massive map in 255. We only want a quarter of it, and that we only want to secure those 12 benefit buildings. And so whatever else, you guys can decide. You guys can sort it out, and it worked out fairly well.
Right. So there's a couple of questions. Not a lot, but um Ninja wanted to ask you, what is the hardest world HIM 255 has faced? Because he's been with you guys for maybe 7 months.
Right.
I'm gonna what's the hardest world in again the sorry. What's the hardest void nation you have gone against? Elite War, and yeah, we'll just keep it those two because I don't want to take too much time.
Void
Hardest
War
Void and
Nation.
Hollis Elite War.
Void War Nation, I have to say 269 because
Nah,
we didn't know we could have
nah.
won. Yeah, we didn't know we could have won. It's not like in terms of fighting. If it's in terms of fighting, I have to say 219.
Mm,
Yeah, in terms of just fighting back and forth, that was 219. But we never had a chance back then with 219 because
right.
we went into our last ever Void War was 219. That was when DSM was still around.
Mm,
Mary was around. They just had the merger. They're very strong. They had Super Alliance in SYN. So we went into that Void War with like 4 billion, 3 to 4 billion deficit
mm-hmm.
points from phase 1 to 4, and we knew we didn't have any chance. And we had a lot of fun fighting, and we did really well in the kill phase. Of course, we lost. But in terms of fighting, I have to say 219 because SY and they are a bunch of killers. Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah.
also In terms of the hard avoidable, would it be 269? Because we also didn't know we could win. We almost thought we would lose,
Mm.
because we know how 269, you know, how organized they are, how disciplined they are, how they do avoidable. So
Mm.
so we actually learned a very, very good lesson in that voidable. I think we create a history in Age of Origin, like phase 1 to 4, 20 billion. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, we did.
That's crazy.
We have made so many points without even getting into the killing phase. It was
I know
madness.
that was madness. You know, like
Yeah,
I
crazy.
have I have never ever done. I remember we had Void War with ED1. You know, our first Void
Mm.
War, not the second one, because we lost to 52 twice in Void War. So the first one, I remember I was talking to Sayed. So he was still around. He said that 255 was the only nation going to kill phase with less points than us. That tells you, yeah, we had the population, but that was
Mm.
how, you know, how careless our other alliances were. They just didn't
Yeah.
care about anything. They wouldn't do anything for voidable. It was extremely difficult. And he said usually, you know, 52 was really skinny. They will went into kill phase with a
Hmm.
massive points behind, from the opponent, but not with
Yeah.
us. They were actually leading when to kill phase.
I mean, though, I guess the only thing we wanted to do was to kill the big fat city that was Naruto. That was all we wanted to do.
I think that was the best decision I ever made, just to overturn a nation, you know, a merger.
Mm.
because
So
because
let's
you,
jump into how you did it. So you were in civil war with Naruto and his alliance. You
yeah.
went to your side. You told the new nation people to be like, "Hey, go to the other corner. Don't bother us. Go deal with yourselves. We're too busy with our civil war." At what? How long has it been into the civil war that you have decided it's time to overturn? It's time to change. We've been losing too much. It's time that we become stronger, or it's time that we work together. What made the change?
So I'd say within 3 to 4 weeks, basically everybody got bored because you killed everybody on bubble.
Mm.
There's nobody you can kill, and you're just dealing with trolls burning your flags every day, and then everybody just, you know, both party calm down. Both party come down, and DMZ was literally disbanded. Their lines non-existed, and so all the DMZ members joined VKR, and Naruto obviously still stayed in DMZ and fight. He was actively fighting us every day, and so that's when, you know, the other nations which merged with 255 start talking to
Mm.
us about, hey, let's stop this war, you know, let's have a truce, and we agreed, and so Naruto also agreed, and so that's how peace started.
So it started because who wanted peace?
Actually, both. I'd say both parties sort of got bored, and
Okay.
so we achieved what we wanted. So
Mm.
we killed all the fat farmers, and we want Naruto to learn how to fight
Mm.
and hide his troops when he was attacking. Do not drop his bubble, and I mean, he has no troops, you know. So even if he dropped his bubble, it doesn't matter. But you know, he learned a very valuable lesson, and so he knows he shouldn't be doing that, and also it delivers a very clear message to those two new nations merged with us. This is
Mm.
how we do business in 255. Don't do stupid shit or we'll just kill you.
Mm. So the civil war
It was a
was,
very clear
yeah.
message, yeah, to everybody, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
But
after. Mm-hmm.
personally, I'm actually very against this civil war because it's team-based game. You know, you do need the
Right.
player, and
But because of the civil war, you managed to clean yourself. You you showed your dominance to the two nations, so they don't mess with you,
yeah,
and you managed to control your troublemaker, and made him understand that okay, he fucked up.
yeah.
Because like if you still be nice about it and you still try to talk to him, nobody would have he wouldn't understand. You know. Sometimes
Well, yeah,
doing
of
actions
course.
speak louder than words. You know.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, we tried the diplomatic way. We always
Right.
try to be talking, and they will just ignore you
Mm-hmm.
until, you know, you zero them out, and he will listen to you. I mean,
Yeah.
nowadays, for example, in our last frenzy,
Mhm.
Naruto dropped bubble again. That was a mistake. But so when I message him, I said, "Are you dropping bubble again?" He's like, "No. That was a mistake." So he will sound apologetic, and he will understand. Like because he knew what's the consequences of dropping bubble on purpose
Mm.
in frenzy just for points.
Oh, now he's scared of dropping bubbles. Ooh. Oh. So after you guys decided to have peace, you made peace. What did you do next? How did you got everybody together, got the strongest, or
Yeah,
what
once we
did you
have
do?
peace, then it's time to set up rules. So we set up like basic rules, don't do this, don't do that, city level rules and TIFO rules,
So
farming rules.
after a month of civil war, after a month that you had the merger and you've been on civil war, a month later
Yeah.
you started posting rules.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
So once we stopped the civil war and we talked to all the leaders of
Mm.
other alliances and we said, look, let's agree with those rules, very basic purge rules and the city level rules. Those are the two big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so so everybody follow the rules. Yeah, then that's good.
Let's see. Rums the Great says, I want to be like baby when I grow up. It's another member of yours.
Yeah, Roms is R4. He's a leader from 236. Yeah, they are very, very good nation and a very good alliance as well.
Okay, so the Civil War lasted a month, the first one, and then after that, you started with making rules. Everybody, and then you started the whole. Everybody's gonna start working together, get the most active, the most spenders into the one alliance, and all that yada yada stuff.
We actually didn't have them all the spenders or the active player in one alliance because like
Oh.
I've said before, 255 always had 223 alliances. And so at the moment we have 3 alliances, and so you can see the spenders and some of the top cities are spread it around. I mean, yes,
Mm.
HIM had the most, and but it's it's interesting because our culture is slightly different. I 100% agree we should create a super alliance for a nation because that's how most nation does, right? That's
Right.
52, that's 219, that's 269. Most nation does that because it makes sense. But
Yeah.
for some reason, it's just never been the case in 255. We never had a super alliance in 255. But I mean, of
But
course,
you can still make
if
it happen.
I can make it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, sometimes, like for example, I remember the first time Ronaldo Alliance challenged us in Elite War because we haven't fought them before. We thought, oh, that's a new rising star. They've
In
got two
693.
monster. Yeah, 693. The
Oh.
first time when they challenged us in Elite War, and
Mm-hmm.
so I said, we better be prepared. So I called like 12 players and pulled them all into HIM.
Did you
So
recently had you went against 555, right?
we lost because I was away.
Oh.
I was on the plane flying back to New
Are you the
Zealand.
one who commands during Elite Wars too?
Yes,
Damn.
I'm usually the commander, but Bunny, he was a commander for that Elite War. He did a great
Mm.
without any support of our heaters in other alliances. Because HIM is not STN, he's not even in HIM at the moment. So we don't have a lot of heaters with us at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are in other alliances, either on holiday or enjoy the Civil War. So we have got, like not our full strength. I'd say 70% or 60% of our full strength. And so they did it really, really well. That was like a full 45 minutes, and they actually had a chance in the end. But because the firepower difference is too huge, yeah. So we lost it.
Thanks, Ron, for subscribing. Ty Boya says that was a fun Elite War, full 45 minutes. I think when 269 went against 555, it was the full 45 minutes. So we feel your pain. We were the first we were the first test dummies, and after they beat us, they went for everybody. After that, they I mean, they have the speed, they have the money. We can't keep up, man. It's expensive. It's expensive,
I
Elite
was
War.
I was kicking myself for not being able to make it to the Elite War. I would love, absolutely love to be there, but I
Mm,
couldn't. Yeah.
no, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure they only declare once, so if they don't farm you, you should be fine.
Mm,
All right, let's see. Back to the main topic. So I heard from a little birdie, you're currently in a civil war.
yes, yeah. I mean, it's
Talk about that.
it's not a secret. Everybody knows it. And
Okay,
our
so
number
is
two.
it a civil war, or is it like, oh, the farmers are angry but they're not doing much to us?
No, full civil war actually, but
Full civil war.
only
Who?
it's only our number two and number three alliances.
What
They are
happened to
killing each
those
other.
two?
Well, let's just say they hate each other. You
Mm,
know, there are certain players they hate it, really, really hate each other. So now they hate each other with a passion. They have been in civil war for about 4 months, 4.5 months now. Yeah. So
oh,
number two and number three. So HIM and our family, we are neutral, and so we try really hard not to get involved at all. But there are occasionally couple of HIM members would leave and join either side. So
wouldn't
as you
that
can
create
see at the moment,
conflict?
sorry.
Wouldn't that create a conflict?
Yeah, a little bit. So
Because
at the
think about
moment,
it. If you're saying HIM will not um get in between the civil war, but you're having members joining either side, technically speaking, isn't HIM getting into this civil war in a way?
well, you see, that's the issue. Say,
Ah.
STM, he
Mm-hmm.
wants a holiday, right? He said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored of the game, I want a holiday, and I'm gonna go join VKR for holiday. That's one of the alliances in the civil
Right.
war, right? And he will say, I'm not gonna involved in the civil war. So it's always when they started, say, I'm gonna take a holiday, I'm gonna join either side, but I'm not gonna get involved in the civil war. We made them to promise to not
Uh-huh.
getting
Uh-huh.
involved. We said, please do not get involved
Pinky
in the civil war.
promise.
And obviously, it doesn't work. And so he's been in the VKR for a little while, and he gets annoyed to see stuff. Or he'll help defend, and then
Mm.
eventually he will start attacking. So yes, you're right. In a sense, it's quite hard. If so, that's why we made it quite clear to certain members. If you decided you're going to join the civil war, just maybe don't come back, because you can't just join the civil war and when you get tired, you had fun, and you said, okay, I want shelter and I want protection, I will go back to HIM. It
Mm.
doesn't work like that. So yeah, so there are certain players that we probably won't be able to have them back. Yeah.
So, would this affect you during your void, during your GC? Because in GC, you do get players to move around in different alliances. But if you're number two and number three are in civil war, do they completely stop carrying the nation as a whole, or they only do their civil war until the important event starts coming in, then they stop and they focus on working with the nation?
100% it will affect us. I mean, global conquest probably would be the ones affected the most, because
Mm.
we lost a lot of BP, we lost a lot of player, and like one of our C41 just got zero to two weeks ago, and
In void?
no, in civil war.
Oh. Oh
Yeah. So we
no.
we we, we do lose. I'm not saying losing a player. Player's still there, but we
Mm.
lost the troops. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of struggle. And for Void War, it's pros and cons. So a lot of farmers got killed. People,
Mm.
can't
Mm.
keep up with the bubble, and of course you'll find less targets in 255.
Right.
100% less target, and all the farmers got killed pretty much. And so another thing with Void War is, of course, people doesn't have the speed, doesn't have the gold, because they spin down civil war, so it's less likely they're gonna fight. And also, as I said, HRM, we lost a few fighters to the civil
Mm.
war alliances, so that would affect us a little bit as well. So global conquest is the event I will see with struggle. Yeah. But so
Gotcha.
anyway, so we are trying to talk about a truce, like at least a ceasefire during global
Mm-hmm.
conquest, so that will enable us to work together and move players.
Yeah, yeah, like have a break from the Civil War. Let's focus on the main events that we prioritize
That's
as a
right.
nation. And then
Yeah.
once this is over, you can go back to your little Civil War. Or maybe they can kiss and make out and maybe get married and be happy when everything is over. um, so little Dope High says coalition will go on holiday. You excited for coalition?
It's yeah, it's really weird. Like the number two and number three alliances, they just wouldn't let it go, and they hate
I
certain
understand
players.
that feeling.
And
Mhm.
I've tried many times to talk to both leaders, and previously the message I was getting is nah, they didn't want to stop. But maybe now, after 4.5 months, most players would run out of gold and speed and
Right.
kill most of
And
their troops.
troops.
Yeah, because when you look at 255 BP, our
Hmm.
um, I'd say 3 seasons ago, we were like 26 billion, 27, 26 billion. Now we
Hmm.
are like 18, 18 billion.
Oh, we can see it right here. You're 20 billion actually.
Oh, are we? Are we still 20?
Yeah, we have GC. The first round we had with you. Isn't that fun?
Oh, so
Woo.
it wasn't bad because when we were in the last Global Conquest final, we were 19 billion.
Actually, you're like 1 billion difference from 269. Damn.
Ah,
Only by
so
one. You know who's
so
the
yeah,
fattest? We want to know who's the fattest on here? 99. 99 is at 28 billion.
wow.
Fatties. Bunch of fatties in 99. Oh, all right, let's go with the people who are commenting. Ninja says already 255 have 37 consecutive wins. Battle Frenzy and Boyd. That's great. That is great. Maybe it depends on a lot of players and a lot of planning. I would say that even players who play in alliances that have civil war forget about that and give their best performance. So I'm guessing he's saying that when if they want the nation to win and need to start working together, they'll forget about the whole grudge going on until GC ends. They will get back into it, you know.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we do have a lot of good fighters, Void War good fighters, and even though they are in this Civil War alliances, and during the Void War, and they will still try their best, 100%. Yeah, and they
290.
they
Uh
will
huh.
yeah, so they will still try their best to bring points to 255. Yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen it. I've seen it all the time.
I mean, I'm sure you guys will get can what's the word I'm looking for? Agree or agree in the middle, a middle ground of agreement. Like you do have not a, is it a streak, like a history of winning global conquest, but technically global conquest is 255 main event, I would say, because you guys do reach finale and you have won finale many times. So
We
mhm.
we just love competing in all events. We don't just solo focus on one or two events. So,
Oh.
like you can see, a lot of nation probably doesn't care about frenzy. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
nation just don't care about frenzy, but we also want to win frenzy as well. That's why we have
Right.
27 consecutive winning streaks in
Ooh.
both Void War and Frenzy. And of course, Global Conquest, we always love that. We always love that. And we always try to compete. I mean, even though we have won Global Conquest 4 times already, but we have been
Mm-hmm.
number two places for so many times. So many, I even lost count. So it's just a learning curve for us. We try and we fail. We say, let's try it again.
But
Oh, we failed again. And we try it again. Oops, and we win.
how do you manage with because then okay, so if you're focusing on almost all of them, not focusing but wanting to win, being competitive in all of them, how do you manage to budget? Because it can be a little bit expensive
It is. Yeah, it is.
focusing on all the events. Well, not focusing, but being competitive in all events. That's why most alliances don't do it because it becomes expensive for their members.
It is. Yeah. So
I know in Triangle War and DoD, you do the whole no items and you manage pretty well doing that. But what about Iron Blood? What about the Global Conquest? Obviously, is the most expensive. Void War, Frenzy.
yes,
I mean, Frenzy you
it
can
is.
do
Yeah.
TAs, but not. how about you can't reach to that alliance to do a TA, you know? Because not a lot of people want to do TAs.
Of course, yeah. So our first focus would be Void War, and the
Mm,
second is Global Conquest. So Global Conquest and Void War are definitely our primary focus and the event we love the most. And also the event takes a lot of planning.
mm-hmm.
So Global Conquest, you really need to work with other alliances in 255. It's not one super alliance can achieve that. It's really a nation. The whole nation has to work together. So I think we're quite lucky, even though
Mm-hmm.
our number two, number three are in civil war, and they still have very good understanding of wanting to work together and wanting to win a cross-nation events together. And so other than those two, um, so Elite War, obviously, because personally I really like Elite War. Not everybody love that in HM, but personally I love Elite War. But because Elite War sometimes can conflict with Global Conquest, it's 100%
Yeah.
conflict with that. So I try not to push HM's ranking in Elite War. That's why we're quite casual. So we go heavy in defense.
Let me
So we
see
don't
where
declare
is.
we don't declare on super tough opponents, but if anybody try to farm us and they will bid, I will gather everybody and I'll kick their ass.
So you heard that, guys. Don't you dare farm HIM, even though they're ranked 6. Oh, damn. Look at TGW. They're already ranked 5th. Wow. Wow, wow. They're coming. They're coming for you,
So
219. They're coming.
nah, 219 is fully prepared. As long as I'm leading, there's no way 219 will lose.
You're gonna play the 219 one, but you didn't play the 255 one? Really?
No, I want to
See,
lead
your members are
all
be the one
past
yelling at you
war.
for abandoning them and neglecting them in Elite War.
It's funny because I
Jen does not
personally, I
agree.
just
Jen is
love.
scared. She has a little monkey.
No. I mean, seriously, I would wish TGW declare SYM.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
I'm sure. It's gonna
yeah, I'm
happen. It's
sure.
gonna
I'm sure.
happen.
Yeah. And so, yeah, fully prepared. No issues. Yeah.
And then
Come
you
at
got
any time. Yeah.
yeah.
Just don't pick a time when I was on air.
Don't pick a time when you're sleeping, right?
No, sleeping is not a problem. I told it SYM. If it's a tough EV war, if it's 4 a.m. in the morning, I'll set up alarm. I'll get up. I'll do it. As long as I'm not in the air, as long as I've got Wi-Fi access.
As long as you got Wi-Fi, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
JFC climbing. They'll see y'all soon. Nah, we don't want ya. Go away. Go away, kitten. Um, been long since we played 255. Alright, so you probably gonna get JFC from Nation 2 declaring on you. Apparently.
Oh, that's their new
New
that's
Nation 2
their new
alliance.
super alliance. Yeah,
I know, it took them 3 years. 3 years to make it happen.
It is gonna be quite hard for us during Global Conquest because we do move players a lot. Yeah.
So Boya says last December was the last time we faced Nation 2, I think. That was it's almost a year, kind of, not really, but yeah, we're getting close to December. 255 strong and win so much they are tired of winning. Not. You're not tired of winning. Who's gonna get tired of winning? Nobody. Not Babyoracle. She loves to win. That's why she yells a lot. She yells at everybody. She's the mama of the group. You call yourself baby, but you're the mama.
Sometimes there are certain events you have to let it go. Like, for example, during the Global Conquest, if like a super tough alliance declare Elite War on us, we'll just let it go because we are moving players a lot. We won't have the attendance, and it's just impossible. Even if it doesn't matter how hard we want to try, and sometimes it's just not viable. So I would just make a tactical decision, and don't bother. That's completely fine. I think that happens to a lot of nations who focus on global conquest.
Oh yeah,
because that's one thing you do have to sacrifice. Yeah. So during global conquest, you do have to sacrifice your elite tour ranking.
for sure, because when you're moving players, those players that moved in have the 7-day ban. They cannot join the Elite
Exactly.
War, so
Exactly.
you have
Yeah.
less players. So and plus it's the spending of it is like either you spend on the Elite War or you spend on the global. Which one?
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean, that's
Mm,
okay. Like if we do get alliances challenge us and we lost, that's
mm.
fine. And we knew, why we couldn't compete because there's reasons. And so after the global conquest, we can always challenge them back. No issues.
Yeah, you can shadow them back and be like, "Look who's back! This is I, stronger than before. Remember me? You spanked us that one time because we were weaker. You thought we were weak.
I
Coming in
mean,
full
I
force.
don't I don't think, I've met any alliances are farming
Mm.
other alliances who competing seriously in global conquest. I think generally, most top super alliances are very respectful and they
Mm.
understand how much effort goes into compete seriously in global conquest in events, big events like that. Like
Oh
yes,
yeah.
they probably challenge you once, but I don't see any other, big, at least elite, respectable alliances would farm other alliances during global
You
conquest.
know, us, the older nations, our GC is so different from the more older, not the more newer nations, the ones that deal with the lock nations. It's so different because we have no merger, and at this point
That's
we
right.
really don't care about GC. So it's like, yeah, if we make it, we make it. If we don't, we don't. It's whatever. I'm just here to get my merit, you know.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's
Hmm.
just Camel just forgot about us,
Oh,
and
completely.
all the older nations, we haven't had a merger for so long.
Yeah, feeling dry here, man. Um, let's see. What am I looking for? Does anybody have any questions for baby? Rom says baby equal baby mama. You're a baby mama now. Who's baby mama? I don't know. Mm. So Ninja says to the whole you're dealing with your civil war where you're number 2, number 3. Maybe finding a common enemy for everyone unites any nation.
Yeah,
You gotta find
yeah,
somebody to hate, make them hate somebody else.
that's a good suggestion.
You gotta find a second
Find a
Naruto.
common goal to win the cross nation event.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they have at some points if they since GC is up again and if you do want to win GC, you gotta get them to work together at least for the time being. Give themselves a break for one. They get a break.
That's right.
They save up.
Yeah.
They get their troops back. And when it's over, who knows? Maybe they'll enjoy being peaceful again or go back at it again.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Tristan has a question for you.
Okay.
How does she recommend dealing with a number 2 or number 3 alliance that hate each other and constantly provoke each other as the number 1 alliance?
Well,
In practical, oh, she stopped again. In practical terms, because similar situation here, and both constantly insinuate that we favor one or the other. So it's Tristan is basically in the same situation as you.
yes, yeah.
Um,
We
mhm,
actually we've been accused favor one alliance by the number two
mm,
and the number three in the
mm,
past. Yeah, we have been. So one side would accuse us, bias to the other side, and vice versa. Yeah, it happened before. So it depends on how strong your number one alliances is. If
mm.
you are super strong, you can just tell them whatever rules you want them to
You can
comply.
tell him to fuck
You
off.
know, pretty much just follow or die. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you if you also have some really strong players in number two and number three,
Mm,
and I think you will have to have constantly keep talking and talking to the top players from number two and number three, because top players are the anchor for the top number two and number three alliances, right? So it's like if they don't have any top players and they just fighting each other, why would you care, right? Even if
mm,
they kill each other, it's just better for your void walk, and better for other members who don't want to get involved in civil war and join other alliances. But if they do have good fighters there and they do have top players there, you don't want to lose those good fighters. You don't want to lose those top players. I think then you have to really go the diplomatic way. You have to talk to them. And, I don't know, maybe reason, or if you have some members are good friends with those top players, and keep talking to them and convince them, civil war is a bad idea and don't get involved. We should focus on the enemies outside of the nation, focus on the cross-nation events. And so it also depends on the leader of your number 2 and number 3 alliance. Are they reasonable, or are they super difficult to deal with? What about changing a leader? Would that help?
Yeah, you gotta find that middle ground, negotiate, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this game has a lot of negotiation.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot, I have to say, yeah. And so, especially working together and make sure, your nation can go on the same direction, not pulling each other behind. And also, especially for global conquest, you absolutely have to get the cooperation from every alliance to work together. So, I think in a sense, global conquest really unites a nation. It's just make everybody feel they are fighting for the nation, not just for their alliance. That's why people would happily to, let go of their elite war or whatever and join another alliance to help.
All right, Tristan says, thank you. Not that easy to apply, but helpful answer. Hopefully we avoid the things degenerating. Yeah, how do I say this? What may works for Babyoracle may not work for you, because again, everybody, it depends who you're dealing with, depends on the people that are having these issues. Hopefully, if you do go the diplomatic way, they do listen. But as Babyoracle said, negotiating is good. Try to negotiate for the better for the nation, to get them to work together, or compromise or meet in the middle.
Another thing is, if your nation has a few monster cities,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure you get the monster cities on the same page. So hopefully, if all your monster cities have the same mindset, then you'll be quite lucky, because those people alone join together, they can enforce anything.
Yep.
Because they are strong enough, so naturally they are the leader of the nation. So if the worst thing could happen is, like, when we had our first merger, there was a monster city, one of the strongest city in 255, and the biggest spender, Naruto. He just doesn't follow anything. He doesn't want to talk, and he has his members following him, worship him, does exactly what he did. If he drops bubble, they will drop bubble. If he does stupid defense, they will do stupid defense. So he's that leader of that problem. So if that's the case, then you just have to deal with the source. So that's why we decided to kill him. And then that changed everything. So it really depends. Ideally, if your nation's top cities are all on the same page, have all the same mindsets, that's perfect.
Yep. Ninja, the question that Ninja asked was actually for me. Do I want to face 255 again? Battle Frenzy, you guys are gonna have a great time. We don't care about that, so easy win for you. Void War, probably we do want a rematch, but not anytime soon. I need to recover. Okay, we need, and I'm sure Baby doesn't want it either, because she gotta recover her speeds. Remember, you didn't even have Governor. You didn't have Marshall. You suffered using your gold. I'm sure you don't wanna meet 269. Let's not talk about it. So Ninja, stop it. Babyoracle's gonna yell at you again. Go back to your cage.
Ninja is actually our best scout in 255 by far. I would say he's the best scout in Age of Origin by far. He's really good, and I stole him from 30. Don't tell Pace. Pace will get pissed off.
How many players have you stolen? I see you have Hulk. Hulk, wasn't Hulk from the Nation's 200?
Yeah, Hulk, the original Hulk. He is from 229.
Oh. Okay, 229. Ah, the same nation as Striker.
Yes,
229,
that's right.
right? Isn't that
Yeah.
Evergen's original nation too?
No, he's originally 202. Isn't 202?
Oh, yeah. 202. Somewhere in the 200s. I remember Hulk from way back then.
Yes, that's right.
Mm.
Yeah, he quit the game for a couple
Oh,
of
yeah.
years and recently came back.
And you stole him.
Yeah, pretty much. I still a lot of players. I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
just the players, you know, who got bored and they quit the game, and I managed to talk them
Don't
to
say
come
the
back.
S word. You just have a lot of availability for newer people to join 255, which is a good thing. Keep the game active, keep the team active,
Yeah,
keep it
we're
interesting.
actually quite lucky. There are a lot of players from all over the
Mm.
nations. They have joined us. You know, a lot of very active players,
Mm.
and they have tried it. They love HIM, and they decided to stay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, 255, even though with the civil war going on right now, it's still a strong nation. It's still a unit. HIM is still a strong alliance.
I think we are very unique in the sense
Mm,
of we compete in all events and make it
yeah,
quite interesting for spenders and for monster cities. You know, we're literally competing in everything, and also
yeah.
we are very competitive in Void War and Global Conquest. So you know, like that's why it's pretty hard to find a nation to always win Global Conquest as well as 37 winning streaks in Void War and Frenzy. I don't think any nation has achieved that record. Yeah, so we're certainly
Mm,
trying our best.
I think 385 has that record where they won a lot of events except GC.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about like winning records for
Mm-hmm.
37 streaks plus winning GC 4 times.
V Time says Babyoracle, no gold item.
No gold item. Yeah, that's
No
typical
gold
me.
items.
So anytime I was asking any alliances, it doesn't matter if they're stronger than us or the weaker than us, I always say no item, no, then no gold items. If they say no, I'm like, damn it, you guys love DOD at the TW.
Oh, like Nation 113. Do you manage to get EMF to not use gold items?
No way, right? Everybody knows
Did you
that's
do
a
you manage?
lost cost. No. That's a lost cause. Everybody
Oh
knows
yeah.
that.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah. Of course
sure.
I ask. Of course I always. I
Oh
ask
yeah.
multiple times as well. I just give up. I just give up. I will let
Mm.
30 to deal with them.
Does Nation 30 agree with no gold items with you?
30 would definitely agree. Yeah.
Mm.
W4R would 100% agree. No gold items.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're stronger than us, you know, why wasting? And plus it
Right.
will be fun. It will be fun, right?
All right. Viper has a question for you. He said, "What would you like to see happen in the next 3 to 6 months?"
I want a merger.
Yeah, of course. We all want a merger, but
Who doesn't want a merger?
how long does GC? How long is GC like? It is GC is like 6 months, right?
I
Three.
know it's 5 battles. 5 battles. So 2 battles a month. So it's just under 3 months. Yeah. So finish in
Okay. So
December.
3 months. So after 3 months, hopefully you get a
Christmas
merger.
time. No, that's Christmas time for me. Game holiday again.
Oh no. She's leaving again, guys. She's leaving.
Because I I was still literally I was still on my game holiday, and then GC came. I'm like, damn it! I haven't even finished. I haven't finished my holiday.
So you won't see HIM for Christmas or New Year's.
I still log in the game and yelling at people all the time. So even
Mm.
though I was on holiday, I was still
Mm-hmm.
around. They all know that.
Gotcha. Okay. Um. All right. Snoo says, "Baby, our first merger was during Christmas break."
I know that was horrible. That was Christmas Day. Literally, they merged us on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, I
Christmas Eve,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
the new nation opened. Everyone was jumping in, grabbing the land, and then Christmas Day. That was terrible.
Oh yeah, like Like, oh yeah, who wants to spend time with their family? No, no, no. I gotta get some territory. This is more important.
Yeah, and Snoozy, she's our R5, by the way, and she's the best R5.
Mm.
Yeah, hands on heart, she's the best R5. Yeah.
But Snoozy, wouldn't you agree that Babyoracle is technically in a hidden R6? Little Miss doing all the works behind in the backstage.
I remember the
Uh,
first merger when we had
mm,
Snoozy and I. We've been working weeks and trying to get, because that was our first merger. We didn't know anything about it, and we got some help from other nations, tell us what we need to do, and we just planning. We spent like seriously
snooze,
2 weeks,
snooze.
like did everything.
Snoozy says 100% R8. You're an R8. um,
Oh man. Yeah, I mean Snoozy, the reason I say she's the best R5, she's very calm and her personality is really suitable to be R5.
so you're saying
The
she doesn't
reason
yell at people?
the reason I've never been R5 is because of
Mm.
my personality. I don't think I'm suitable for R5, too emotional. And even though I'm a very logical person, very logical, but I'm very
Mm-hmm.
emotional sometimes. And so I tend to kick in zero. So that would be my first reaction, you know. So that's why it's best for me to have someone, you know, just control me and tell me, don't do this, don't do that. Yeah, and just take some time off, chill out, you know, let
Mm.
us to deal with it. Yeah. So
Right.
I always been telling everybody, you know, I'm not suitable to be R5. And also,
Mm.
yes, I do a lot of talking negotiation with other
Mm-hmm.
alliances, but um, if I'm wearing the R5 hat, I think my way of talking might be different.
Mm.
Um, so it's always, I really appreciate Snoozy's always keeping me on check all the time in previous game and in this game.
Mm. Oh, so Snoozy was with you in the previous game.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
she
so you
was
guys been
with me. So
together for like so
for
long.
7 years. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and also
Wow.
we still have a few HI members
Mm.
with me from the previous game. We still have a few. Yeah, there are quite a few.
Wow.
They are. Do you remember when you made the video when 255 versus 80 versus 52, the
Mm-hmm.
drunken ninja DC?
Ah, yeah, yeah.
The guy fell
The
the trap.
little
Yeah.
seal that I
Yes.
made
Yeah.
it.
So he was from my previous game as well. Yeah.
Oh. And you were telling
So
him
they
bubble,
are few.
bubble,
I
bubble,
know,
and he's
I know, I
like
know,
not bubbling.
I know. I've been hitting my head all the time.
Yeah. Um. uh. Where was the question? Rom says our first merge void was on New Year's Day. Damn, that's
Yeah,
rough.
that's right. Yeah, that was really hard. Yeah.
Viper says Snoozy gave him the best cage, and I believe that Snoozy is the one that doesn't yell. That's why you don't want to be R5. That's why she's R5 because she doesn't yell.
No, she never yells at
She never.
anybody.
Okay, so she's the nice
Everybody
cop.
loves
You're
her.
the bad cop.
Super nice. Yeah, everybody loves her.
People love you too. Um, Ninja says, what do you think of the old worlds? Number 1, number 2, 30, number 72, 33. Do you think they have a chance to enjoy because they haven't had a merger in a long time?
I think
Mm.
it's about how to manage the nation. Like
Yeah.
X30, for example, in terms of firepower, they are still the strongest.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot
They're
of strong
definitely still
cities.
the strongest. Yeah, yes, they are. Yeah, they have like so many monster cities. I think
Big
30
spenders.
is, yeah, I think 30 has been doing really well since they created the Super Alliance. I
Mm.
think that's definitely the right move. And they are doing better and better. I can see it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just without a merger, people get bored. And
Yeah.
also, you know, if you continue losing some Class Nation events, and that, you know, disencourage good fighters and also spenders to spending money because they try so hard and then they couldn't win. It just, you know, demotivate people. And so that's why we are quite focused on winning. Yeah, you know, that's why we try to make it the game interesting. You're gonna create
Mm-hmm.
your own way to make the game fun and to make the game interesting and less expensive. So in HIM, like we try to encourage, because I think one thing I want to mention is HIM probably is the elite alliance that has the most free to play players. We have so many
Really?
little cities. Yeah, we have free to play players in HIM. You wouldn't believe it. We
I
have
don't.
always got it. Yeah, I know. We have always got it. We have free to
Mm.
play players, and we have C35 ranking top 10 in Void War.
Mm.
How could they do that? And they're constantly ranking in top 10. And the EMP, one
Nice.
of our players, his city is not strong at all. Probably one of the weakest city in HIM, but he works hard. So we
Mm.
try to encourage player to play smart and not spend
So,
more, but
how do
play
you
smart.
manage that when you want to be competitive in almost all the events? How do those players manage that?
Of course, players, they have to pick pick the event
Mm.
they like. Some players either say they don't play Frenzy
Mm-hmm.
and they just play Void War, which is totally understandable. Personally, I play everything. I mean, personally, I will play everything. I will play Void War, I'll play Frenzy, I play Global Conquest.
But like, if you're
But
trying to win, you need the team.
we
To
do,
win,
we
you need
do,
the
we do.
team. Mm-hmm.
So that's why we prioritize, so we'll
Ah.
see, say, for example, Iron Blood, I will tell everybody, don't bother. Throw your city in, get the mirrors, that's it. Don't bother at
Mm-hmm.
all. Because it's an individual event, right? It's
Yes.
not a team event. It's pretty much individual. So if you want to enjoy, if you have extra gold, go enjoy. But don't bother. On the other hand, if it's a chaos land, everybody loves that because it's free, right? So I'll tell
Right.
everybody, chaos land, don't spend your gold, don't spend your speed, spend the chaos land
I mean, the
coin.
only time you'll
And
have Chaos Land is if you're getting merged.
I know, terrible. They removed all the fun events,
Ah,
right? And
the free ones technically.
the free ones. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very.
And
Mhm.
another event interesting I want to talk about is polar invasion. When the polar invasion first introduced, everybody
Mm.
hates it. Everybody hates it.
Oh
What
yeah.
a terrible event, and just want to spend money and stuff. And we did really bad in the first season because we didn't care. We didn't care at all. And the second season, we managed to squeeze in the top 100. Not many not many older nations are in top 100. We managed to squeeze in because we are doing better and better and better. And this
Right.
season, we made it 54. And half of the battles, I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there because I was on holiday. And the team just did it great. And just gradually, there are more and more people enjoy that event, like that, and they will show up. When they show up, and not necessarily talking about the spending money or spending gold. We do slow walking. We just slow walk, and it's just like a mini GC, and but you don't use speed, you just walk, traditional TA, and everybody likes it.
Well, I don't know. That's not what I remember when we went against each other. Remember, we had 693 between us,
Yeah,
you and I.
yes, I know,
And
yes,
Ronaldo is
693.
a good friend of ours, yours and mine. So obviously we had 693 have like a treaty between us, and they were like sitting there like sitting ducks doing nothing. Well, you were going on your side, I was going on my side.
That's right, that's
And
right.
poor 693 was just sitting there. They're like, we can't hit nobody. We're just here.
They went all the way across.
Yeah, it was funny. I mean, they
That
managed
was funny.
to rank second, I think, or
Yeah,
was it first or second? But they did manage to rank
second,
high, even though they
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
do much. Um,
yeah, they're ranked second.
yeah, that was funny. That's the only bad thing about Polar. If you make what's the word? Uh, if you agree with too many alliances to not hit each other, you just do nothing at the end. You're just sitting there until you S1 opens. It's like it's okay to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
one alliance is enough, not
yes,
two,
I think
because
so.
what happened? Those two are between you. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also the position where your alliance is very important. If you got jammed in between, because I remember the last season, we quite often it's in between, either next to TGW,
Mm.
we're either next to TGW or we are next to another, super strong alliance who loves speeding.
Yeah, at the end, Viper, at the end, 269 decided that okay, just let 693 take over. We're just gonna get some points from the other side. We just let them win. We didn't at the end. We knew we were not gonna be able to win either way, so we like moved aside and let them take over. At the if I remember correctly. Let's see. Barry from 385 says that you're dodging a bullet for not being R5, even though you do a lot. um, R5 is an unpaid full-time job. It can be, but if you have the leaders, if you have a good team taking half of the load, then it's not.
Yeah, I
But
mean, HIM does have a very good team. Our R4s are R3. R3 R4s are wonderful.
how many
So we
offers do you
have,
have? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
I
10,
mean, there's
12, what in
R4s
there?
with a title, but then you have the extra people
Exactly.
who does
Exactly. Yeah.
other things.
Yeah. So our R3 are treated the same way as
Mm.
R4s. So we
Yeah.
have lots of R3. They are doing R4 jobs, and each person have their own area they focus on, and they are
Mm-hmm.
doing. So we have got profilers, and we have got actually multiple profilers. We have people in charge of GC attendance, and we have people doing roll calls, doing alliance schedules. We do people have doing alliance news, and we Elite War. We have people to do trackings, people to do Elite War teams and
Mm.
cores and chasing people who didn't show up, and we have people to do the DoD and
Mm-hmm.
Triangle Wars as well. So yeah, so like people doing everything. Yeah, so we have a really good team, very very good team.
Yeah,
We're
and then you
really
got the
lucky
people who do the
actually.
spreadsheets and all that good stuff.
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Firelink, yeah, we Babyoracle already we already went through that the whole main topic. We're closing to the end. We're coming to the end of of this live stream. Um yeah, so once the video is uploaded, I'll post a comment with the timestamps of each topic. So just wait for that and then you just click on it and you can hear about it. All right, any last questions because baby does not want this to be a 3-hour live stream. So pose your questions now or be silenced forever. Is that how it goes? No, I don't know how it goes. I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Almost every live stream I have posted recently has a timestamp in the comments. So if you go to the comments, you'll see a timestamp. Almost the most recent ones they do. The old ones, not so much, but I'm working on it. But the recent ones they do. They do. Because some the live stream can go long, but not saying that everything is important. Everything is important. Yeah, there's some good listening to it. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Yeah, that's the word. That's the saying. Thank you. Yeah. um, any last questions? Any last questions for Baby Oracle? Do you want to say anything else, Baby Oracle?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. And
Oh no, thank you for
I,
joining.
yeah, I wish what I shared could help other nations, and especially the younger nations. And
Mm.
also, HIM, we always have spots to open for anybody
Okay,
wants to
you're done.
try.
Okay, let me mute you. No, no, no.
So yeah, so if you want to try and just get in touch with me and try out
You sure
our
about
style.
that?
We're very different.
Oh my god. Okay, you guys were right. She's the Leroy of 255. Remember Leroy from Nation 30?
100%.
This is the stuff he will do.
He almost recruited me to 30. He almost
Damn.
recruited me. Yeah, because back then he was trying to recruit DSM and me, and
Mm.
he almost recruited me, and then DSM convinced me to go to 219.
Oh yeah, DSM. DSM was, he was good. I miss DMSM. Great guy.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah, really, really
Mm.
good.
The
Yeah.
person who recruited me, back then it was Eros. It was actually Eros. Eros messaged me, and I was like, okay. And then I went to 52.
Yeah, I mean, I actually even about years and years ago, I even considered 81 as well.
Mm.
Because as I said, when we started in 255, one of the bigger alliance, they the founder was from ED1.
Oh yeah, you did
Ex-ED1
mention
player.
that.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Were they an ex-ED1 player because they got burned? Usually those who become like ex-52 players is because they moved to a whole different nation because 52 burned them. And usually that's the farmer.
No, actually.
Sometimes, not all the
She
time.
actually went back. She went back to ED1.
Mm.
She went back to ED1, yeah.
What's the name of the person again? You said Jen, right?
No, Jean.
Jaina? Jean.
Jean.
Jean. Was she still playing when I joined in? It's like
Pretty sure.
Is that her in-game name? Is that her in-game name?
I'll have to find out.
Guess I really.
Oh, in-game name is Jean as well, I think.
No, it's not. It's not. I know a Gigi from SS1.
No.
Not the same.
I'm 100% sure it's from 81. Yeah, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we started, we were learning tips from Said. Like all his posts from 81, you know, like how to set up your officer, how to do your skills, you know, the posts.
How should I call it? The
yeah, he did a lot, and we were just learning all the tips.
The holy spreadsheet of Sayes, the holy spreadsheet,
right.
the motherboard, the motherland of spreadsheets, the main spreadsheet that everybody who is in the older nations have seen. This spreadsheet. This is a spreadsheet that says everything, tells you everything. The holy grail of the spreadsheets.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because you click on that thing and it has like 30 tabs to it, 30 pages of different things. It's a good spreadsheet, and it's still there. It's still there. It's not. I don't know if it's still being updated. I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But it's still everything that is in there is still valid to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some legends in AOO. Unfortunately, they will quit. Yeah, Leroy is a legend. Yeah.
You know the only person who hasn't quit? Asahi. Asahi has not quit. Right. She's still playing.
Yeah. I still play with her in the uranium mine. Yeah, because we've been just putting together with their nation in the uranium mine.
Is she still like the strongest mid-range player?
I think she stopped spending heavily for a while. Yeah, I think she's gradually losing interest to the game as well.
Okay, so soon we'll see Asahi quit, and then I think that should be all the legends from Globe 1.
I think so. Yeah,
I think so too.
She might be the only one left.
Right. She is. The legend of the legendary whales, I would say, the mega spenders. From our days. Right. When I say our days, I feel old. Don't you feel old? Back in my day, we didn't have Titans. We didn't have zombie girls.
I know. I think the newer nation, they're quite lucky because they have got all the tips, all the mistakes we have made in the past, and so they'll be able to avoid it. But also, it's quite hard for the newer nations because Camel just released everything in one go. And some people, if they spend a huge amount of money, they'll be able to get to super high levels really quick. And that makes all the other low-level players harder to enjoy the game, right? Because when you imagine you are 30, you're dealing with a C41. There's no fun of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still miss the older times. You gather like 80, 30 levels and you're burning a 36.
I remember my first capital war, because nobody does capital war anymore. My first capital war, I was a little C-15, and I was a little C-15 who flew to the Black Sand with my team, and there we were, and I kept a tower all by myself as a C-15. I shall never forget that day.
Capital War as well. Yeah, Capital War was really fun.
Yeah. Back then it used to be fun.
That's why I love GC. I love fighting for towers.
At least it's not the Black Sand, because the Black Sand part sucks, man. It's like the slow times. I don't think GC is like it. No, actually, GC is it's still slow. It's still slow. The car moves slow still.
It's way better than Black Sand.
I mean, if it's not lagging, right? Okay. Well, I see that nobody has any other questions, and I don't want to keep holding you up because you said you don't want 3 hours, and we're almost to the 2 hour mark. So I don't want to. I want to respect your time.
Thank
Um,
you.
I appreciate for you coming over and telling us your story and the story history of 255, and thank you for giving us tips and well advice of how to overturn such a bad nation to a powerful one. Because again, the merger you had with the one that Naruto picked for you guys was not such a great merger, but in the end, because of the civil war you had, because of destroying, I would say, Naruto and destroying the farmers at that time, did help you in the end, and you were able to get everybody to work together. Even though the present time you do have two alliances fighting, but you are still a strong nation. Your alliance is still powerful, and everybody knows 255 is a unit of a nation. Even though you have a civil war going on, but you can manage to make them stop, let them make out, let them get married or something. um like I said, just have that conversation. Maybe meet in the middle. I don't know. Gotta be diplomatic. Send Snoozy with her cages, because I heard her cages are very nice. Put them in the cage. Yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us. It was fun. We had a great time. Did you have a great time, baby? I'm sure you did.
Yes,
I'll cry
yes,
if you didn't.
it was a really fun conversation. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're
And if anybody
welcome.
got questions, you can just message me on Discord. And don't forget, HIM has spots.
If you are a if you're dude, imagine if like somebody you're like if you're a whale and you're a fighter and you want to join 255, come and message me. I'm not gonna steal you from your alliance. I'm just gonna talk to you. But hey, wink wink. Wait, hold on. Let me do my winks. Wink wink. Oh, I can't wink. It's not letting me wink. My room is too dark. It's not letting me wink. But she's gonna steal you. And don't worry, and listen, Babyoracle likes to yell, so if you like women yelling at you and putting you in a cage, 255 is the home for you.
The full package.
If you like the full package, being stepped on, getting a leash on, in a cage, yelled at, what else? BMSMB, whatever. That's 255. Great promotional video coming up soon. All right, guys. Well, I hope we'll see you guys to the next time. Oh, thank you, Viber, for the membership. Thank you.
You guys.
Welcome.
Bye.
I'll see you guys next time. I think I do have another stream coming up. I did message Rooter from 900. I don't know what Nation 900 something. I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen to that one, because like it's kind of it's like unplanned. So I don't know. You know me. I like to plan stuff. But I'll post in my Discord. My Discord, you guys can join. Anybody's welcome to join. You can get messages, announcements of when I go live or post a new video. Yeah. So I'll see you guys till next time. Have a good night. Bye.